So the universe said to me, they said, if you're really a truth seeker, you have to be able to look at every angle, every side of it, and take it for what it is. For example, if Hitler had a glass of water and it was good for him, it would also be good for anybody else that takes it, regardless of Hitler's position, regardless of their position. The truth is the human body needs water. Would you concur?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the way it was explained by Spirit is, now I'm going really on that. I'm trying to keep this so vague and so you're laughing because you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm saying that people are more profane and don't realize the words that they choose because they're not deliberate. They're usually extensions of fear and purely from their mind. They're trying to we're usually trying to grasp concepts and grab things from our mental perspective and framing it in a place that we feel safe in the answer that's then received. That's why sometimes people, when they get the answer, it's not always what they expect, and sometimes they'll rebuff it. Not that they want to challenge the person, but because their psyche isn't ready to absorb the immensity of that answer. Is that vague enough or making sense?
Yep.
So in order not to shock the system, so to speak, we insulate ourselves through many layers of distractions. And in doing so, it gives our body and on the physical form time to disseminate the truth and to then integrate with our soul fully. So, oh man, there's so much I want to say, but I don't. Anyway, all I can say is for all you truth seekers out there, be very concise and precise in what it is that you're looking for. Don't just say, I want the truth. I want to know the truth. No, you do not want to know the truth. Trust me on this one. Ask for the truth to appear to you that it should serve your highest purpose and highest good or highest involvement at this time on your path. That way you can kind of like go along to get along and make peace with whatever it is that surfaces, whether it's a past life trauma that you have locked up and you're not aware of, whether it's a current situation where you're doing something wrong and you may therefore take the blame on yourself and blame yourself like many of us do. We have self-destructive tendencies. Or being, I will not, well, I shouldn't use this word, illuminated by this truth, which tends to shine a light on other dark areas of your own life and misperceptions and the reality of who you are in the whole totality of things. How's that, Josh?
So it's kind of like asking for rain. Be very specific.
Right. You can get a monsoon or you can get a little rain shower to give you a rainbow, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I just want enough to water my garden, not enough to fill up, my backyard and make it a lake.
You know, it's funny you said that. Do you remember Art Bell, right? You guys are all Art Bell fans from
Yeah.
the podcast. He did an experiment on air where he had the mass consciousness of his audience pray for rain because they were having a drought out in where he lived out in Pahrump or whatever. And so they did this experiment, and he said it rained so hard. It not only was the record for rain out there, but it was like you said, damaging, flooding, and all that. And he said after that experiment on air, he promised never to do it again because he realized the tapped ability of human consciousness in mass, especially with the spoken word. So
that's very interesting.
Yeah, and
remind me of this after the show. I want to tell you about something I did one time.
Zach, we definitely got to talk after the show. I'm going to drop my
power that we have, the actual power that we can do just with our minds is. That's why I'm going to tell you off show because I've only told like 2 people this ever, and the second person I told was Austin while he was over here the other night.
Well, obviously, then the timing is right, and the validation is such for you that it's
what
I'm saying makes sense.
Weird that you brought this up.
It's not weird at all, my friend. It is not. Oh, Josh is laughing. You giggling a little.
Yeah, you have to be very like you're very powerful, but with great power comes great responsibility.
Thank you for that, Uncle Ben.
Yeah, just because you can be
I like
profound words of wisdom for Ben Parker there.
Well, truly, it is basically the idea that if you're not aware and very concise and precise and very intent-driven in your life, then you do invoke and bring all kind of shit upon yourself you're not aware of, because the universe, to me and what I've experienced, doesn't differentiate between, oh, that's really what he needs, or that's really what he needs. No, it's what you're asking for, and you're going to get it one way or the other, whether you want the way it arrives or not. Sometimes it's there just to fucking test you to let you know that what you're actually looking for is not at all what you're wanting. I don't know. I'm kind of garbling that too,
No, no,
but
no,
that's
no. You
something
know,
that's on my mind completely, is the idea of how our thoughts these days are so spread out and so like the whole idea of multitasking is fucking us up. And we're doing it not just with these computers and everything else. We're doing it with our souls and our psyches and our intent. We're so spread out with our focus that everything is just.
Well, I've been thinking about this for most of the week, actually, about what sort of humanity's doing, and it's basically, it seems like almost like a fault line or a scission in the mass consciousness, and then you're getting basically, seems like all these different effects from that splitting that seems to be occurring. So it's just something that I've been thinking about, and maybe coming to terms with, if it's, running it through my mind, seeing if it's right or not. So.
No, I think you're on it. I know you're on it, and I hope you reach out to me too over the. I put my credentials, my contacts up there on the chat.
Yep.
But I'll
No
tell
worries.
you what. There's no coincidence that we've come together at this time, especially at this time, if you want to use a time frame, point in time more accurately. And there's an acceleration going on right now to everybody, people in my circles at least, are taking note of it. I mean, a rapid acceleration of energies, power, abilities, consciousness streams, changings of paradigms. I mean, this goes way beyond what's going on here in America with I always say Bush, Trump, and Biden, but extending the world over with the global economy shift and so on and so forth. This is all about a change of power. And with that comes, the wealth, which isn't, money is just a placeholder for energy, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then I just want to say one last thing, and Walt really touched on it. In terms of magic, when people have practiced magic throughout the centuries and so on and so forth, there's different components of magic, whether you're doing the actual incantations and speaking it into existence, or the sorcery of like something like Mickey Mouse, right? I always go back to the Sorcerer's Apprentice. And although his intention was pure in trying to help his master in cleaning up the facility, right? I mean, it would have taken longer if he did it himself, and he did it the lazy method, okay? The one, manual labor, so to speak. But because he was in fact a wizard, he's got to test his own abilities, right? So, Josh, I'm trying to be polite and steer away from the where this could go. All I want to say is this: none of us are wrong in the things that we've done, including sin. For the longest time, I carried that on me, whether it was from my parents, Catholic guilt, whatever society deemed. Okay. Do you remember at the end? And I keep going back to the Sorcerer's reference for the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Have you all seen the Sorcerer's Apprentice when you're kids, Mickey, where he everything gets out of control and the buckets and the mops going and the place gets flooded and he destroys the wizard's laboratory?
Isn't
I
that
guess you could say.
Fantasia?
It's from
It's part of
Fantasia, but if you
yes.
grew up in my age group, they would actually take that segment out of the movie and show it as its own little cartoon, like on the Sunday Disney show.
Correct. So the reason I bring that up is because at the end of it, right, Mickey's all like freaked out. What does the wizard, the master wizard, do? Does he punish him? Does he destroy him? Go ahead, Walt. Why are you shaking your head? Why are you laughing?
It's been too long, but don't I remember him just giving him like a little pat on the butt back into the little area there where he does his stuff? It's been too long. Tell us.
Right. Well, no, that's the thing. There's something to be said, and the universe really works this way, for us to try and exercise and try to do this experience. Okay, there's something to be said for the pain that we go through. There's something to be said for even being the abuser, I hate to say. And this was a very hard lesson to me. I was always a giver per se, and I always like to the joy I felt from giving to others. Right, I thought this was some kind of charity. If it made my heart feel good, then it was somewhat connected to God. And right, I was pleasing God the same way we please our parents. Oh, you're a good little boy. Oh, look at you finished your dinner. Oh, look, we're expecting some kind of praise for it per se. And then, of course, when we do something bad, we expect to get punished. We have guilt, just like the dog. It's like, did you eat this? Did you do this? Oh, by the way, dogs understand English. You want me to prove it? How come when you say to a dog, it's like, what do you got in your mouth? What do? They start chewing faster. They totally understand English. Anyway, what I'm getting at is when you try, when you put yourself out there, when you extend yourself and you command even the universe, because this is what Mickey did. He didn't know the power, the extent of his own power, what was possible, and he didn't learn how to use it. Okay. But the universe really likes when we try. They like when we mess up, even because there's a lesson in all of it. And through that lesson, unbeknownst to us, the universe is able to exercise other things that it needs to do. Think of it as a sacrifice. Think of it as, unfortunately, like in wartime, they call it not cannon fodder, but acceptable losses. Okay. And all I'm saying is what's playing out right now in the world, if you want to say terms like, esoteric terms like Illuminati or this group or that group, or you want to designate certain people, just know that everything is exactly where it's meant to be at this time. Everything is in flow. Everything is on perfect schedule. That's the only cryptic message I can give at this time. I'll talk to Zach off air. I'll talk to Josh off air. I'll tell you guys specifics. But just be easy on yourselves. Love yourselves. Have appreciation. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you're doing a great job and believe it. Really make eye contact with yourself and just feel yourself. Get reconnected, because like Walt said, we are so distracted on a daily basis from so much bullshit that pulls us out of ourselves and away from our true purpose for being here. We're not just here to watch football or the whole Game of Thrones series in one sitting on Netflix, or to eat junk food 24/7. And there's something for that too. I got to tell you something. Plant medicine, whether it's plant or synthetic, but plant medicine specifically, is connected to the earth. Anything we eat of this earth that's alive keeps us in our organic spiritual form. I know what the AI is. It's synthetic for a purpose, and I'll leave it there.
And that's right there at the break.
That's perfect timing, sir. You could have done it better.
Nope. Excellent little insight there from Jonathan from Jersey. Anyway, this is the Ironworx. Josh, Walt, Zach, and Lucas hanging out with you. We'll be right back after these briefest of messages.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
This is iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio makes you want to move. When you have a great melody, a song lasts forever.
Instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes.
Did you know you can listen to Truth Frequency Radio on iHeartRadio? Just download the app to your smart car, smartphone, or smart TV and get the best of TFR wherever you are.
iHeartRadio.
I'll see you there.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
He was the deputy director of MI6, Britain's most senior diplomat. He was knighted by the Queen and in charge of thousands of highly trained spies. But he was also a member of the Paedophile Information Exchange. He had 45 diaries full of sex fantasies with children. His friend was the private secretary of Margaret Thatcher. He strangled a child and hit another with his car. He raped young boys and organized orgies with children for other politicians.
The Enigma Channel
Intelligent television for planet Earth. EnigmaTV.com.
You're listening to the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
You need to get what you want.
And welcome back for the second segment of the Ironworks, kicking off right now. We are joined by Jonathan from Jersey on the telephone. Well, not really. He's on the call with us, but I've got it up on the screen. Well, it says on the phone. I was figuring out a way to use some of these lower thirds in Restream.
I gotcha. So what's up?
I find it interesting what you were saying before, and like, you know, when you think about all these changes happening, and I always sort of tend to look at the economic side of things, because, like you said, money is energy, right? Mm-hmm. So in that sense, there is massive changes occurring, and this transfer of energy, so to speak, because of, you know, what's happening in the financial system. So, you know, these two things, consciousness and all these different things that are happening, you know, in the world, also correlate strongly with the economic side of things as well. And I find that whole sort of side of things very fascinating to keep an eye on.
Let's put it this way, and you bring up a good point. If you want to put it and frame it that way, the shift of the economy, right? When people say, why would a government seemingly collapse its own people, right? Like, people have arguments about America being sold out to China, per se. All right, you want to know what it is? They're trying to stave off the inevitable of what's going to happen, what's been prophesized, another thing. And that's when mass consciousness reaches a certain point, everything shifts. So they think, or they believe, that by trying to put in control measures, everything from the AI to moving the wealth around, which is energy, they can stave off this inevitability that's coming.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think that's what they're trying to do, and I think they're going to fail miserably. And, you know, just by their attempt, their scrambling, you know, that sort of says a lot. And it's by them clamping down and using all these extreme measures is sort of showing their hand, in a sense. And, you know, in reality, they didn't really show their hand as much as now. So
exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and again, we're on the air, so I have to be really big about it. And I apologize, Josh, if I've said too much. But
no.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you were skirting around and just sort of brushing the edges of this subject, sort of not getting too far into where it's kind of going from there. What are the chances we could talk about where it came from?
Oof. Really?
If not, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
No.
Because that would be good for the guys off air too. But, you know, I just thought it was interesting. And
yeah. Man, you're an instigator this morning, aren't you?
Coming from you, come on.
Me?
The instigator of instigators, yes.
I'm a fire starter, wicked fire starter. Hey, listen, I don't know anything, man. I'm just Jonathan from Jersey, bro. I'm just a wingman. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about half the time. Right?
That's right.
Well, this whole idea of thought and intent of thought, it's kind of something that has been on my mind a lot. Partially because of things I'm trying to work out and figure out just with me and things around me personally.
Mhm.
But this book I've recently started reading, the secret history of the world. I'm still in the very beginning, and he's trying to set up the idea of the book being this history that we've had hidden from us, not the mud flood history,
No,
but
I got you.
thought process history. And one of the things he just brought up in it last night that really broke my brain was artwork and processes of artwork back in history. So you look at an old fresco or something, and there's these stylized trees and these stylized urns being poured and water and all this. And you think, okay, well, I guess it's a style of art, but if you look at a lot of art during the same time period, some of it's very rudimentary, not a lot of perception with depth or perspective. There's a lot of like the thing with the Egyptians where it was like, well, that's just bad perspective. No, they could be giants, and that's another story. But at the same time, these rudimentary paintings were depicting everyday life from these people. Go in the churches of that same time period, and the art is out of the frickin' wall with technique and style and stuff on the ceilings and the mystics doing the mandalas and the sand and all this thought of esoteric thought being where we used to focus as a species. Everything that was physical wasn't where our thought processes were. So that's why when we were dealing with these things in art and things, it was being presented because that's actually how they were being viewed and seen and processed by us. We weren't focused on 3D and this world. We were focused on our inner self and why we were here. So that's why those types of thought processes, philosophies, mysticism, the hidden secret societies were doing the art they were doing while man on the street was drawing stick figures on the walls, basically.
Well, and what you're saying is completely accurate. It ties in. I'll tell you where it ties in. Okay, so when you step things down in terms of dimensionality, right? Let's start with a cube, which is a third-dimensional structure. We all know what a cube looks like. Now, when you try to draw a cube in two-dimensional wire form, and I'm talking about wire form meaning that you don't shade in any of the walls of that cube, you create for yourself that optical illusion depending on what you focus on, the back line or the front corner of whether you're looking in the box or the outside of the box perspective. You know what I'm talking about? Where it switches from inside the box. Okay, your mind shifts back and forth. Now, if you shade, no, I'm talking about a 45-degree angle look at a cube. I could draw one if we wanted. But if you shade the back two tops of the corners, okay, the walls, then it starts to look like more of a dimensionality where you're looking from the top down into the box and you're seeing the top open. You know what I'm saying? When you shade the walls, now you shade certain sides, you start to give dimensionality to it. If you go further up into dimensionality, in this case, think of like a tesseract or a hypercube. The interior angles of that wall could exceed the exterior angles of it. Right, the inside is larger than the outside, kind of like what do you call it? In Doctor Who, with his vehicle, the Tesseract. So
what's it called? Yeah.
So here's
TARDIS.
the thing: the TARDIS. I'm sorry, the TARDIS.
TARDIS, yeah.
Yeah. I like when he says it, man. He sounds like fucking Doctor Who. That's great. Keep talking, bro. So the thing is, here's the thing: when you step it up even further in dimensions, right? Many people think that the spiritual realm takes up less space, right? You would think in terms of matter, it does, right? It doesn't take up matter space. It takes up, but here's the thing: inner space is larger than outer space. So this concept of going out into space and planets and crap like that, that's like to me like a cosmic joke. Oh yeah, this planet's 5 million light years away. Really? Well, how far is it if you go inward? What if you go in the light body track and you use a Mercury? Then you're there in like 2 seconds, right? You can shoot across the galaxy. Again, Josh, I apologize. I promised you I would not give away the answers on your show because you don't need knock on your door. Um, yeah. Yeah. So what I'm going to say about this, tie it back to your question, Walt, about art. So simplistic stick figures are fine because they're expressions of the mind and the symbols that we have. So we have the basic patterns as children, right? We have the circle, square, and triangle. We start there. And everybody knows that, and we're taught that as little kids. They get more complex later on. We learn how to make a five-pointed star or other things, right? Now, a straight line in nature is the hardest thing. I mean, a straight line's hard to draw, but it's not really found readily in nature. Maybe at the horizon of the flat plane, well, if that exists. But as you get into the complex, and this is why I'm tying it back to you, I'm looking at all those structures behind you in this green screen thing that you've chose to put up there. And the complexities of the art is such that there's downloads that are given when we look at certain art, when we look at certain structures, just looking at those mandalas or I don't know what you would call them, but there's downloads and there's information in there. And simply by staring at them and looking at them or being around people that have those downloads, okay, we actually transmit this information from one person to the next. So the people that we surround ourselves, and especially in a vibratory rate, the higher we step up our vibration, certain people will then come into our existence because they can be around us and we can be around them. As soon as we step down our vibrations and therefore our behaviors, those people tend to phase out of our existence. When you really step up your vibration, I hate to see people because that would be inaccurate. Yeah, certain human beings and certain other humanoid type looking beings will start stepping up or stepping into your sphere of influence. How's that?
Absolutely. You nailed it. Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's part of this whole idea. I think the idea of the beings, people, even objects coming into your life at the right time. This book coming into my life, I fully believe that book is embodied with a spirit right now. That's why that book came into my life right now, because this is what I need right now. And that goes with a whole lot of things that we think are just lucky coincidences. Or
let me tell you something, and you just said something amazing. The one book, and again, I'm not here to promote religion, but one of these books that does this fully is the Holy Bible. Okay, and this is a fact. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you're look at personally. I believe that anybody who has a personal ethos that they're born with, kind of like my son, where him and his mother and I did not discipline him to the degree that he has this beautiful set of ethics on his own. This is why I truly appreciate those that are agnostic or atheists and don't live under any kind of duress of some thing in the sky that's going to put them in hell and condemn them for the mistakes they make in order of their own evolutionary process. That said, when you have certain knowledge or you avail yourself to certain spiritual energy, spirit embodiments, okay, like the Holy Spirit itself, that book transforms into something that is living and speaks to you in different, again, dimensionalities. There's multiple layers and such. So you can read the book at face value. Hell, you can take those tissue-like paper pages and wipe your ass with it. If there's no reverence, but you going to the bathroom is important at that moment, they're not going to look and say, oh my God, how could you do that with the Bible? No. Functionality of the moment and the intention of which you used it for. Okay? The book itself is useless in the hands of somebody who has no knowledge or no connection to spirit in order to read it. You need those spiritual eyes. And, well, anyway, you see what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I mean, that idea, again, the level of most people's thought processes is so surface level, just right below that hum they get from the TV and the fucking screens. And they're so not looking at the next layer down or let alone 3 down. Simple thoughts like, okay, I need to call mom. Okay, well, now why did I think that? Yeah, obviously I hadn't talked to her in 4 or 5 days. But then it gets into the whole idea of the guilt layers and the societal expecting, just the different things that don't even come into the process of why did I have that initial thought. And then the idea of art again, the idea of the art being created through this flow connection, that's unconscious thing. I mean, we've talked about that here. You've talked about it for sure, Jonathan, that idea of connecting to the other that brings this download, that brings these people, that brings this. And you have to be aware of it. You have to be open to it. Or if you're not even close to open at the same frequency for it, then it's just going to bypass you and you won't even know what happened. That's where most people are. at that
You want,
surface level. They're not even looking or thinking.
and it's not their fault. It's society. It's the way it was structured for a reason. And I have to tell you, oh man, Josh, how much am I allowed to say?
Look, you're allowed to say as much as you're comfortable with. This is a safe space here. Most critically
don't
thinking,
even,
most
don't even
critically
go
thinking people aren't
Chris
going to hold.
definitely made a safe place. You can say anything you want to here. We're okay. Now the repercussions after that,
It's on
who
you.
knows?
Yeah, I'd
Is
like
that
to think.
is that a subtle warning?
Well, I'd
Or is
like to
that
think
just a
people aren't going to hold
disclaimer,
us
or
responsible for the things that you say. That you
the
come on
opinions
here and
expressed by Jonathan are not necessarily those of TFR, Ironworks, or any of the members of the team. They do not. I was gonna make a T-shirt that says the
We need a
opinions
bottom
expressed by
third
Jonathan.
of that our shirt, right? A bottom
Yeah,
third. Or something.
I'm gonna make that T-shirt and wear it proudly. Um, what's the blast radius? Light my fuse. Go ahead. What do you got? 25 feet and you're safe. Jesus, the shrapnel will get you though.
Right. You got 2 minutes. Run.
Run. What? Run. Beep. Beep.
And see, I think this is all something that we all are kind of at right now because even Ipsy, I do see, even though I'm not typing to everybody in chat, she's saying that she's being blown away by what you're saying because she was thinking almost the exact same thing last night.
Well, the wavelength is out there right now. The
It's
consciousness stream
waving.
is everybody's waiting for it, or has been. Now, look, I've had. Oh man, let the cat out of the bag, Jonathan. Here we go. Okay, I had to do that with your eyebrows, pal, because it's true. I've had this knowledge since I was a little kid. Okay, and I've had it in different layers. However, it was locked up the same way you would. Oh, I'll give you an example. Johnny Mnemonic. He had those three things that lock up his altar. Remember, he had the three images until he put them together. He couldn't open the hard drive in his mind. Okay, so some
Wow,
of us,
that's a long time ago. I have to go back to that one.
Johnny Mnemonic, hanging out. Just it was the anniversary recently where he was running around the streets of Newark with that information in his head. I think it was January 17th of this year. That poor bastard was running around Newark, New Jersey, my old hometown where I was born. Anyway, so here's the thing. So I have these downloads in my brain. A lot of people have these downloads, and they're sent here. And we are basically, I hate to say sleepers, but we are sleepers, okay? And multiplicities of us. I don't mean the way we think or speak or anything like that, but there's multiplicities, backup copies, if you will, these downloads. Okay, so I'm gonna go into a technical analogy here. Everything that man does here on Earth, all the inventions we come up with, and so on and so forth, synthetic forms of foods and herbs and things we find in nature, are exactly that. We're replicating what we see in spiritual form. Let me put it this way. Spirit is to nature the way man is to man, meaning physical man, is to, or our wisdom is to the synthetic artificial world. Okay, so we tried to make, like the story of Frankenstein, right? Only a woman can create a body through the miracle of birth through a sperm and an egg, right? And that's something that spirit then inhabits, a soul inhabits it. It goes into that portal. Okay, so what does man do? He tries to make Frankenstein, or he tries to make robots with AI, brains equivalent, to mimic the human emotion, to mimic the human understanding, but it still doesn't have a soul. Okay, Walt's going nuts here. You should see his expressions right now. That's awesome. So when we're given this information, or how to access it, is more important. Okay, oh man, Josh, man, Jesus. Okay, let me say this. I'm trying to be safe. No, I'm trying to be responsible because you have a large audience and I don't know who's going to hear this. Obviously, whoever is meant to hear it is going to hear the message. Other people are like, this guy's just pontificating. It doesn't make a damn bit of sense. It's not for you. If none of this is making sense, just know it's not for you. This is for very specific people that are looking for the next level of truth and evolution. And Walt's shaking his head. He knows what I mean. Let's talk about plant medicine for a second, or any kind of addictions. The reason some people take to drugs or alcohol or anything like that is because where their soul is stifled, I'll use stifled, whether it be by pain and certain experiences in life that put them in that schism or that place, okay? Or they go the other place where they take plant medicine and things to be connected back to that source. When you go into that altered space, when you're having these visions, whether it's through DMT or ayahuasca or even ecstasy or man-made stuff, MDMA and so on and so forth, it shifts your body away from this lower vibration of the mundane world and the structures that keep us within it. Okay, the limitations of the mind and the limitations of man's mandates. Like, you can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? I just did it. Well, you can't possibly, you can't run the 4-minute mile. Nobody's ever run the 4-minute mile. And then the first guy runs and everybody else starts running it. when you tapping into that source, when you're having those ayahuasca journeys, or when somebody has PTSD and then one mushroom or one experience shifts and alters their whole perception, you see these literal transformations. It's the same thing that happens when people have near-death experiences and they touch heaven in that altered state. When we get drawn out of this human experience and into these higher realms, we remember who we are. We unlock the downloads unbeknownst to us, unknowingly, unwittingly, okay? And we transform the experience down here as a result. That's why you have people like even like Daniel Brinkley. I don't know if you know his story with Saved by the Light. The guy was a top killer commando and sniper. And if you haven't seen it, there's a movie with Eric Roberts that Fox TV made, and you should really watch it. It's called Saved by the Light. And the guy went on to do hospice and had amazing stories, psychic abilities like you wouldn't believe. What I'm saying is right now at this time, there's a critical mass building. The powers that be are, there's not just two, by the way. There's not just the Illuminati and whoever. There's another group. I don't want to name the groups. I don't want to name names. Just know that your mission, if you want to say it this way, we're all here with purpose and duty on this earth. And I don't know if I touched on this last time on the show, but I had a powerful download and transmission or a meditation. And they said, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm Jonathan." And they're like, "Well, who is Jonathan?" I was like, "I don't know. Like, what do you do?" "I'm a photographer." But they're like, "Who are you really in your heart? What have you always said since you were a kid?" Oh, I was like, "Oh, I always wanted to be a healer. I always wanted to heal people." And they said, "Okay, now state it. State it as an affirmative." Now, and when they said that, I knew what they meant. They wanted me to state it boldly. So I just said, purely from my heart, "I am Jonathan. I am the greatest healer to ever walk this earth." But my ego kicked in for a split second, right, with some trepidation and said, and they showed me a picture of Jesus. Like, who are you to think you're better than Jesus? And that was my ego speaking. And you know what they told me? You know what God told me or Spirit told me? They pointed to Jesus and they said, "He served his purpose. You serve yours." Then they showed me Nikola Tesla. "He served his purpose. You serve yours." He showed me somebody who's doing work right now, somebody nearby that I know. And they said, "They are serving their purpose. Are you serving yours?" So this isn't a competition. This isn't about looking at other people and saying, "Oh, they're a level ahead of me," or "They're better this, that, or the other." "Oh, they're a Reiki master and I'm only Reiki level 1." Well, guess what? Maybe they took their mastership in the training of, I took 1 this weekend, next weekend I took 2, and then a month from now I took Reiki master. You've been doing Reiki master 1 for how many years? 30 years? You have 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 clients in all those years of experience. So in terms of quality versus quantity, okay, in terms of are you doing the work or not, you have a function, and if you just simply tap into that function, the universe will use you as a tool and instrument and an extension of God's consciousness.
I had a similar experience a long time ago with a dream, and it sort of speaks to that idea. And it was the basic word that sums it up is the idea of synthesis. And in this dream, it was basically it was too much for my mind to actually bring back into reality, if that makes any sense.
Of course,
because it was
Absolutely
far over my head. But from what I could glean from that intelligence was that, you know, everything is in its place, and if something small like an ant, whatever it is, would cease to exist, everything else would. And so it means that the smallest thing
I know what you
has
mean.
its purpose
Yes.
to actually.
You're tapping it. Exactly.
Yep.
And if I can say something, and you speak funny, by the way.
Oh.
And I mean that, no. Now I'm making a folly. I'm making a joke. I'm saying that you're so humble in the way you speak. You're trying to be so polite, and yet you have such a complexity to you at the same time.
Dude, that is, you nailed
you know what I mean, right? You know what
on
I mean?
the fucking head.
He
You
holds
are
back.
so
He
on that.
throttles back. He's so humble.
Holy shit, you hit it. That is amazing.
You're a beautiful man, Lucas.
You are great. And
Thanks.
and speaking
Thank you.
about a great man, for sure. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out the thing that I've been trying to figure out, and you got it. Yep. Especially if you knew about the music this dude makes. Holy
I don't
shit.
even know, man. I don't know, Lucas.
You don't
Lucas,
even
you got to reach out to me, man. We got to have a real powwow, bro. I'll give you some. Yeah. I want to hear what you got to say and sing. Yeah, for sure. But I'm hearing you, brother, and you're right. And you know, it's funny. I just started eating vegan. Not that I wanted to, but the universe called to me, the attention of. And I'm not promoting this, by the way. I would never, ever promote anything. Okay, I'm just telling you what I've experienced, and you do the rest on your own. If it resonates, it works. They were showing me conscious eating or conscious breathing or anything that we do consciously. And like you just said, the littlest creature, a flea, and whatever, the universe deemed that it has a purpose and a consciousness there. Okay, it's a placeholder for something else, something bigger. Okay. Again, going inward, that flea might be the tesseract, and we don't know. We don't know where the God particle is or where it stores the treasures until we go into an altered state. And you might actually have a journey where a ladybug lands on your finger and talks to you and opens up. Walt, your expressions say it all. But yeah, Lucas, that was beautiful, man. And that's what I meant by talk funny. You talk funny in that you talk to the heart. And that's funny. That makes people laugh and smile.
Yeah, I'm just super critical of myself as well. So that
You are, man.
doesn't
You are.
really.
It shows.
Always hesitant about my own words because basically, I'm reanalyzing everything I think about, constantly. So, trying to progress, but it can be stifling at the same time. But
Here, if this helps any, out of the mouth of babes, the wisdom that little children speak. We really complicate the easy, the beauty of the concise and simplicity. Even just a head nod. If I was in your presence and we just said a few words, a smattering of words, and we would just head nod each other, there'd be more wisdom exchange in that understanding of each other's expression.
Yep, instant. I know that, dude. Instant.
Yeah. Like you, Wall, like all you guys, man. I feel connected to using that.
Yep. I think that's why we're all hanging
society.
out.
That's where society's going, bro. That's where the collective consciousness is going.
Wow, we're about to hit a break. Real quick, sending lots of love to our friend Liz in chat. I want to get too personal on the air, but we love you and definitely sending you a lot of love. And you have a crush, it looks like, in chat, Jonathan. I'm not going to tell you who, but I'm just letting you know.
Alan loves me.
Damn it, you got it. What's up? What's up, everybody? All right, yeah, we're about to take a break. Music will be here in just a second. We're talking about all kinds of amazing stuff with our Jonathan from Jersey, and my goodness, come back. We need more of this. This stuff is definitely opening hearts and minds.
Who knew?
Who knew? This dude from Jersey. But certainly, there's something about the art too that just keeps bringing up. Like when I talked about Lucas's music there, that's definitely integral, key to this thing. We'll talk about Alex too in a minute. Anyway.
Radio is your #1 source for news and information without the hate, hype, and fear. We're proud to feature cutting-edge programs like The Christopher Everard Show, The Covert Report with Susan Lindauer, Enemy Within Radio with Tom Barnes, Freaky Friday with The Woo Crew, The Gematria Effect with Zachary Hubbard, America's Evil Genius with Travis Cook, Phoenix Rising Radio with Phoenix, Quantum Connections with Lucky, and dozens more. Did you know you can listen from any telephone by dialing 641-793-7117 or call into your favorite show toll free at 833-TFR Live. Uncensored talk and news you won't hear in the mainstream media. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
A plan in place. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. Senate leaders have come to terms on how to conduct the second Senate impeachment trial of former President Trump.
House impeachment managers and lawyers for President Trump will spend 4 hours convincing senators whether or not a trial is constitutional. Trump's legal team has said since the former president is now a private citizen, the article of impeachment must be dismissed. House Democrats cite previous impeachments after an official left office. Each side is also afforded up to 16 hours to make their impeachment case before senators are allowed to ask questions, potentially request witnesses, and deliberate.
Fox's Jared Halpern on Capitol Hill. Lawyers for the former president insist he's not guilty of inciting a violent mob at the Capitol to overturn the election. Prosecutors say he must be convicted for what they call this most grievous constitutional crime, even after leaving the White House. President Biden says school closures from the pandemic are a national emergency, and he's working to get students back in the classroom. The president's chief coronavirus advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says plans are in the works to get schools reopened, even if teachers haven't been vaccinated.
It's not an easy problem to solve. Obviously, we want to get teachers vaccinated. They are essential personnel as far as we're concerned. It would be important to get them vaccinated. But there are situations where you likely can still get children back to school.
The president has set a goal to reopen most elementary and high schools within the first 100 days of his administration. Burma's new military rulers signaled their intention to crack down on opponents of their takeover, issuing decrees that effectively ban peaceful public protests in the two biggest cities. Police fired water cannons at hundreds of protesters in the capital who were demanding the military return power to elected officials. America is listening to Fox News.
This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often...
Good morning. Here.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard.
I like the way he talks. Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you,
welcome
Steve.
back. Yes, thank you, Steve. Sorry, I was in the middle of trying to return an email. Alexander Lightwater sent us an email. Just wanted to let us know that we were not on YouTube this morning. So I was going to shoot him. No, not that one.
Just in case you're listening and missed it, yeah, Friday I say we. You can blame me. I did. I wanted to show this awesome video I've been watching and laughing at for the whole week, and I was trying to figure out a way to take it apart and show parts and trying to figure out a way around copyright warnings, which is all we've ever gotten. No, we've had a show blocked or two, I ain't gonna lie, but those never got us struck. They just got us blocked or removed or whatever. The show, not, and we're talking like heavy hitters, Led Zeppelin and Smurfs. Anyway, so yeah, I showed the amazing video, excuse me, and I don't even think we made it to the end of it, did we? And then knocked us off the air. I didn't even know because I'm trying to multi-screen, share screens and stuff I'm not used to doing. And there we go.
Nope, I think that's
we were
right.
off the air, and then all kind of strikes started coming through, and some of them were music, granted, but yeah, it was the video that got us our first official. Go stand on your knee or put on your head or whatever in the corner. Go put on your duck cap and think about what you've done, YouTuber.
It was worth it because the facial
That shit
expressions
was
of
hilarious.
that God figure was funny.
Wasn't that shit great?
When he's done
it's
the
epic.
ball and then
It's epic all the way
wow.
through. There's so much great stuff.
Watching
Yeah.
Satan and
With faces.
Jesus running around in the background.
Chasing the grail.
fighting over the Holy Grail. Yeah,
What is this? Wait, what are you guys talking about?
I'll share it with everyone in chat. So it's
Why don't you just pop it up on screen there, Walter?
Hey,
Put it
let's
on-
show
put
it
on screen. Let's see it.
Let's show it. That's an idea. I hadn't thought of that one. And what's frustrating is it's a channel that I've been sub to for like ever and ever. Well, the channel where the video is being presented is Amuleto, but I guess the actual person who produced the the video is. Oh wait, it may be Kiss Kiss, not Mamaletto. My apologies to the channel. Is it Kiss Kiss? It is Kiss Kiss. Sorry, keep it short. Keep it short. Keep it short. That's the name of it. Plan. Called Tales from the Multiverse by Tumblehead. And it is just pretty much whoever put this together is, they're either listening to our shows or they're definitely hanging out in some of the same circles we all are. It's really, and it's hilarious. It is so well put together. As Lucas said, the facial expressions on the God figure, on the guy in the little cave house when he's got his dinosaur turned loose. Yeah, it's great. Great stuff. I'll share it. One of my favorite things is when the coffee cup just hops off the table a second after the egg lands. It doesn't do it when the egg lands. It's like a half second later. It's like, no, and jumps. It's great. Great stuff. Anyway, hang on. I'll share it with you guys. So yeah, for that reason, we're punished till when? Some ridiculous date on our main channel?
It was a week. We cannot stream for a week.
I thought it was like some long date out I saw. Maybe I met it. Maybe I read something else.
So the
Maybe
copyright strike expires in 90 days if I go to copyright
that's what
school.
It was 90 days.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't understand. Because again, I've never been punished.
We should be back up and running on our main channel next week. But if I go to copyright school, then our strike will expire.
Or if we reach out to that person, I saw that as an option once I finally found the actual thing. If we reach out, we can make good peace with them and they'll take it off of us or something too. But anyway, yeah, again, huge fans of the channel of that new one. I mean, I find all kind of amazing animation there. I had seen some of the stuff they put together for oh man, what's that great animated thing that's out right there? Sex robot. I don't know, whatever that is. I'd seen some of those on this channel before they ever put them together in that movie. So yeah, great stuff on there. Go digging. A lot of space, a lot of a lot of balls floating in spinning space. It's still some good stuff. And I did link there in chat for you guys to go watch it and just, like I said, laugh and laugh. Even the reset is great when he has to reset it after the simulation goes awry. That's just too much.
And those angels playing the harps, like they're just jamming and not even paying attention. Yeah.
You put the link. Where did you put the link?
It's in the chat. Oh, I'll put it in our chat here. Hang on. Sorry. I'm being very favoritist YouTubers. Sorry. See, YouTube, I still love you even though you punish me. I like the way you talk.
So
well, I'm sure y'all are silently waiting for me to drop this link. No, talk. I like the way y'all talk.
I got nothing.
Says the dude who showed up breaking brains, passing out magic hat.
Are we gonna convert the Muggles?
I saw your message in chat. That was great. I still haven't dropped this for you. Hang on.
We had some really good space lettuce too.
Oh, do the space lettuce.
What did we have? Let's see. Let me just roll through some of these headlines. The 8th continent is a self-sustained floating continent, man-made. They're reinventing a company town. I guess a autonomous zone for a corporation. Nice.
Wasn't that the company that did that one Halo game? Hang on.
You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.
So there's our 5th copyright strike right there. Cole Porter is all over us. No, I can't remember who wrote that.
So there's the world's smallest chameleon. That's cool.
That was cool.
Rare footage of the moon melting, seen from space. That's cool.
Wait, what? Hold up. What?
Yeah.
I missed this.
They said the moon was flattening out.
Okay, wait. You got to get me to this because the moon melting is what pretty much got me here. Well, that and the moon waving, but the moon melting, the moon waving, those things are the start of this whole mad journey that we're now on.
Walt, this is funny, man. Holy crap. I can't wait to watch this after.
Great.
What the hell?
It is so good. That's why I didn't mind taking the fuss and the slap on the wrist. I didn't know they were going to destroy our lives for the next week or two.
I mean, the graphics.
So, yeah, unfortunately, we won't be on our main channel for our Valentine's show. Are we going to be able to multi-stream to that other channel somehow through the back door with this restream thing? I was wondering that.
Well, we're restreaming normally, with the exception of the YouTube channel being our backup channel.
Okay. Oh, that's right. It's all under the same umbrella. It's just, I got you. Anyway, sorry, all this technical stuff on the air. We just want you guys to know we are here. Let everyone who may be looking for us this morning, confused, kind of like we are most of the time. I see Rio found us over there on the, who well knows about the strike zone, he says. He spends a lot of time there. So, yeah, I guess so with the awesome shit he puts together. Anyway, definitely let everybody know that we're still floating around here. We'll be on our little backup channel somehow this Friday. It is the Iron Realm Media podcast channel. I believe there's even a third channel floating around out there in case you guys want to go build up the sub numbers for us. We wouldn't mind that at all. Thank you. It's the, oh, wait, have we changed that? It's no longer the Hell No Sphere podcast channel, is it? What is it?
I think that's this channel that we're on.
Oh, shit.
And I think there was a time that I went back and...
Well, no, there's a third one. What did we finally land on with it? Anyway, never mind.
Well, because I set this one up under the Have No Sphere podcast email. And I think that's how I named the channel. But there was a time, once upon a time, where we weren't sure if we were going to use that name. So I just went back and renamed the channel the Iron Realm Media Podcast, as opposed to the Have No Sphere podcast, which is how it was originally set up. So it's somewhere in there, it's set up with the Have No Sphere name, but right now it's displaying the Iron Realm Media podcast name. So
awesome. Well, anyway, if we understood how all this worked one day, we'll work all that out, how to let you know where we are. Let people know, damn it. Tell them where we are. Tell them Jonathan's here.
So we had the melting moons. We have moon trees. And half moon trees and probably quarter moon trees at this point. Apparently trees or seeds that were sent to the moon.
Didn't I see we're losing one of our moons, our moon, or dust moon, something? We're losing it. I saw that too, right?
Are we? I don't know. I see here there was a lot of people getting video and pictures of two moons seen in the sky in Dubai. And apparently there's a artist's project there with some big 3D holographic projection, which is always nice. Here's somebody, according to The Sun, who is fed up with the flat earthers and is crowdfunding to send a flat earther into space. Mm-hmm.
Who can we eject up there? I can think of a few.
Yeah. I would have said Mad Mike, but...
Oh, you did not just say that.
Too soon.
Too soon. I was thinking Lieutenant Commander Mark Sargent.
At least I used the past tense. If I'd have used the present tense and let everybody else work it out for themselves, I mean, that'd have been funnier, but I wasn't saying it for the...
Dig ourselves deeper. Holy.
I think Matt, was it Mad Mike? He should have done the Apollo 13 mission, right? Now, what's the one? No, the one with, never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Hello. Which one was?
The one with Gus Grissom on it.
Which one? Pedo? Oh, on that one. Oh, sure you went that. Oh, man.
That's dark. Hey, Josh started. He drew first blood.
Speaking of dark humor, did y'all ever go watch that Captain Planet I shared with you? Man, we're way off track now. Holy crap. Sorry, everybody.
We just took it in a whole new different direction.
I don't know what happened. I think we got too good and it's frizzed some of our brains out. I think
Anyway, I'm just cruising now.
I'm actually looking at this footage and this picture of the melting moon, trying to work it out. That's not at all what I thought we were looking at.
I'm working on trying to share it so everybody else can see too.
Yeah, I was actually trying myself, and it's not letting me do it. Oh, it must be well. You got it? You found it?
Who?
Whoever's sharing. Be careful, don't share none of those.
What? That's just for our private chat.
Who?
Yeah, no, because it comes up
This
over
one?
your icon. So because we have the icon showing every time you share, it pops up over your icon. What you've shared your picture.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, damn it. I didn't know
They've
that.
been popping up.
Uh-oh. Wow. I didn't. Thank God I didn't. Wow. Thank you for telling me that. I was about to show you something really good.
Oh my goodness.
boy.
Save it for after.
Who knew?
If there's anything we do here at the Realm, it's to hit it all. We hit all layers, all levels, all.
Hey.
All.
Yep.
So yeah, this looks more like a like an atmospheric thing more than anything else to me. I don't know though. Some of Casey Josh's videos back in the day had some weird moon things, almost doing something like that, kind of, but it was more in the sky, not down at.
Well, let me tell you something.
Fake horizon like that.
Do you want to talk about the moon?
Surely.
You want a hint? I'll just give you a hint. I'll drop a hint. I'm not going to go long on this one because I talk too much. I'll just give you guys a hint. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, Alan Parsons Project. You know that group?
Yes.
Do you remember?
If I had a mind to.
Yes. And then you know that album. You know the song "Sirius," and then it rolls into was it "The Eye in the Sky"?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you know he was the producer of Dark Side of the Moon, right? Pink Floyd's album.
I did indeed, sir. I'm a huge Parsons fan from way back.
I didn't know that. Okay, well that's your clue. That's your clue. Eye in the Sky, and he worked on Dark Side of the Moon. And I'll just leave it there. Oh, and the symbol he uses, of course, the Eye of Horus. But I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
That's your
I'm
homework.
looking for the
That's your
cover of the
homework.
book. Hold on, I don't have homework. I mean, I don't need it. Once.
Not you. No, the audience. They want some homework to do.
Yeah, well, it's
all the signs.
Well, I had thought it was the moon was Osiris. Well, you put the feminine sun and the masculine.
Hold on a second. Do that again. It was invisible, whatever you were just holding.
It was invisible? Oh, I forget it. When I have that thing up, it doesn't work.
Move it forward. Move it forward into the camera in front of you.
Into the camera. It won't work unless it's a person.
Can't you see it's invisible?
Can't you see that?
How did you do that? It's like that Harry Potter cloak. Are you doing magic over there, or is this real life?
You told me to go unmodel.
It's real life magic.
Wait. Back up. Wait a minute. You're saying if he holds that book in front of his face, he'll disappear? It only tracks people? The algorithm? Oh, holy shit. That was like Harry Potter's cloak. That was a brilliant move. That was amazing.
Like the hobbits wore, the elf cloaks that the hobbits wore.
Yeah.
Look what I can do.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Video tricks for radio. Coming soon from Iron Realm Media.
Don't you love the way video translates onto radio? That's great.
Right.
So,
anyway, for those who can't see what I'm trying to hold up, including those in the call, let me go take off some of my background goodies. Oh, man.
There you go.
I can do this one day. Okay, there it is. Oh, you're not seeing it because I turned the camera off. Lord have mercy. There it is. The eye? Is that the eye you're looking for?
Secret. Yeah, there you go.
This is the book I'm talking about, everybody. Go get it. Go read it. I am going to work on getting Mr. Frank Booth.
Mark Booth.
Frank. Mark. Yeah, his other name is Frank.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's got a pseudonym.
Yeah, it's Eye of Horus. That's or Mercury, basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that.
Polaris.
Yeah.
The connection between the sun and the moon.
I found a free copy of it on PDF drive. It says you can donate to.
Yep.
I mean, I like a real book. I like the.
I shared a copy, I believe, in chat there earlier that was at a used book site for like, I don't know, $13 or something. I got mine at a bookstore here in town in Lafayette. So it's everywhere that I mean, you can easily get it. So, and I'm definitely working on reaching out and getting him in here if he'll be so kind.
As above, so below.
Then I found this badass picture. The story is that there's the largest near-Earth asteroid of 2021, and it's barreling toward us right now. But, you know, who really gives a shit? What I thought was hilarious was the picture that they used for the story. Because it grabbed my attention. I'm like, that's kind of funny. So I clicked on it just to look. And underneath it, it's definitely credited and captioned. It says, image source, Hubble Space Telescope, ESA. So they're claiming that this picture is actually from the Hubble Space Telescope.
Mm-hmm.
Enhance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's got snow and ice and debris and dust tails and stars in the background even. And I'm not sure if it's even showing up, but right underneath the picture, you can see it says image source.
Where are we looking at this? I'm trying to find it and see it. Where are we seeing this?
Well, it'll be on YouTube now. I'm not screen sharing.
Oh, cool. So I'll go back and watch that later. And
catch it on the replay.
Yeah, comment on the comments down below.
Or it's in the story in show prep. I think it's one of the last ones, the last one.
Oh, I went too far back apparently. It is the very last one.
BGR.com.
Enhance. I gotta stop.
So yeah, I just figured that was classic. I've never seen it so blatantly yet claimed to be straight from Hubble.
Wait, no, that big picture at the first thing, that's...
Look at what the captions, look at the credit underneath the picture.
What are you guys looking at? Oh, you're back.
No.
Look at the credit under the picture.
Where are you guys looking at this?
I'll drop the link for you. Hold on just a sec. Ow. Isn't that nuts?
Okay, so for those of you listening on the radio, yet again, as we proceed to have quite and compelling video for radio, it's a picture that I would say, let's see. Have you ever played the game Badlands? Anybody? Cell shaded animated game. Yeah, it looks like a cell shaded image from that game. That's what it looks like. It is incredibly bad. I will certainly include this with our show description so that everyone can have a good chuckle at this. Oh man.
The hell? Wait, they're saying wait, what?
Look at the credit under the picture.
Exactly.
Now you know smoking crack.
And yeah, dude, this is incredible.
Image source, Hubble Space Telescope. Are you shitting me?
That's exactly what I thought when I looked at it. I said, "Are you shitting me? There's no way."
What the bloody F, mother F?
My wife says, "I thought all Hubble stuff was black and white."
It looks exactly like Badlands with that cartoon thing where they do it like they put a stroke around all the characters.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's a cell shaded.
What the mother F? Oh, I love the streaks, how the light and everything. I mean, that Hubble, I'll tell you, man. I didn't know it was doing art.
And
Jesus
the stars
Christ.
in the background.
Oh, the stars. I mean, the aperture on that freaking lens in motion. I can't even gather the shutter.
I think I shared a link on the chat to YouTube for everybody to go click and laugh away.
Source Hubble. You've got to be. Oh my god! And you know what? There's some retard that'll freaking give this to his kid and say, "Do a book report on this shit." Serve him macaroni and cheese out of his. Nah, fuck it. I'm so disgusted. I'm so disgusted by this. This is an insult to my intelligence.
Isn't it though?
Really is. To think that anybody might think this is actually true and cite this, it's like, why don't you just go to Wikipedia and fucking get your degree? Oh, come on. Is this a joke? This is a science? This is an actual science website?
I don't know too much about BGR.com or Mike Werner, the guy that wrote the article. Maybe Mike is just...
I could say some things and make some jokes, but man, it would not serve me. It would just hurt me. I'm just going to stop right now. Holy shit. No, I'm looking.
Zach must have fell asleep. He's usually pretty insulted.
No, look who they're affiliated with. PMC, Hollywood Life, Deadline, Variety Magazine, TV Line, WWD. And this is like a legit effing company.
So, yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. All right, I'm going to just stop right here because I'm going to say something in a minute that's going to just get me kicked off forever.
Yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it? I couldn't hardly believe it. Couldn't hardly believe it.
Well, next
that takes me back.
I'd like to see a picture of the flat Earth from that same telescope. Jesus Christ, that would be interesting.
Keep watching that video I shared with you earlier. I think they must have used actual.
They did. Oh yeah, somebody made a comment on that
from the Hubble for that.
Somebody
cartoon.
Somebody made a comment and said the flat earthers must be loving this cartoon.
I saw that when I shared it yesterday.
Comment, right?
Yep, I saw it. Yeah.
I always read the comments because there's always gems and nuggets in there, and sometimes people will actually bookmark what part of the the video you should go to. They'll note it. That's funny, man. Image source.
Oh yeah, some people say some funny stuff in comments.
Wait, I got one.
Cracks
wait, I got one real quick. Image source. Mark, what's his name? The guy that paints for NASA. Not Eric Dubay, the other dude. What's his name? Matt
Dubay.
Matt
Powerland.
Matt Dubay.
Matt Powerland. Image source. Matt Powerland. He painted this shit.
Or the one guy, it's photoshopped.
His actually looked more realistic, I'm pretty sure. Matt's did.
Right?
Hubble Space Telescope pictures
are
posterized.
You know what cartoon this reminds me of? Do you remember that cartoon in the 80s, the one where they had like the space they had like an aircraft carrier, and had a big cannon down the center of it. Had that cannon, they would have to like power it up, and then they could like
Battle of the Planets, was that it? No.
You know which one I'm talking about.
I do. I'm trying to remember. There was a couple of them actually.
It was literally an aircraft carrier, and they had jets that turned into robots, like the jet planes. They turned into those. Anyway, that's what this reminds me of.
Battle of the Planets. That's not it?
I don't think so. Had a really cool opening.
That may have been the Americanized version they showed like early morning before.
Yeah, the captain had a white beard and everything, and they had those. Yeah. We're at break already?
Already. Fourth and final. On its way. How crazy is that?
We went easy on that round.
Anyway, this is the Ironworx. We'll be right back right after this.
Discover the extraordinary powers of intuitive healing with pain transmutation, a method of holistic healing for the human soul, body, mind, and emotions. If you are looking for answers and a deep understanding of how to help yourself and the people around you to live a happier, healthier life, this is the right place for you. Learn how to read your soul's history in the Akashic Records. Remove negative energy attachments from your astral body and start the process of inner and outer pain transmutation. Join Pain Transmutation Community to get started on the path of intuitive healing. Change your energetic state. Manifest new and exciting experiences. Re-energize your life and build inspiring connections with others in our community.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If you have hard water, the Lime Scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate Lime Scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
He was the deputy director of MI6, Britain's most senior diplomat. He was knighted by the Queen and in charge of thousands of highly trained spies. But he was also a member of the Paedophile Information Exchange. He had 45 diaries full of sex fantasies with children. His friend was the private secretary of Margaret Thatcher. He strangled a child and hit another with his car. He raped young boys and organized orgies with children for other politicians.
The Enigma Channel, intelligent television for planet Earth. EnigmaTV.com.
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR.
Your protection
from deception.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are awake, we are awake, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
It's never been a globe.
For you?
And no, not for me. It's a fact. It has been proven. Proven. No, not for me.
And welcome back to the I'm not entirely sure how that got to be the long version there, but all right.
Dude, that's amazing. Oh, that was great. Great. So now you guys know if I ever say something completely out of character on this show, it's probably up to this little dude named Josh.
That's something else I still would like to go do is just start going back through old shows and just pulling stingers out for each and every one of us so I can get them all loaded up. That would make my heart happy.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back, everybody, to the madness, I suppose. You're listening to Ironworx. Josh, Zach, Lucas, Walt. It looks like we're down a man. Family Matters called away our friend Joe Roger. He is gone. So your question for now, Diva, will go unanswered. She wanted to know what Jonathan's guide suggests for the here and now. So that will be a topic we will bring up with him when next he pops in. But certainly,
I think we're another man down too with Zach.
I
anyway.
think Zach must have fell back asleep. I joked about it earlier, and then I didn't get a reply. So I'm like, wow, okay. Well, it happens. That dude's got like crazy, hectic things going on around him of late. It's been a lot of energy over there for sure. I would be exhausted.
I'm here. I'm just
there he is.
feeling under the weather there for a little bit. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I'm all right. Just, yeah.
Have you ever felt over the weather?
You never rest. That's it.
Yeah, oh yeah, over the weather.
Yeah.
You know what?
I guess I was working on getting over the weather just a few minutes ago.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hank was dreaming, and I like went into his dream, and Hank and I were flying. And it only happened for a couple seconds. I couldn't stay in there. I couldn't keep my concentration. But yeah, he was just in the backyard. It was funny. He didn't dream too far. He was dreaming about running around out in the backyard, playing with the next door neighbor dog. I heard him going, "Arr, arr," you know how they do that and their legs are moving. I was like, I'm gonna go see if I can't see what he's seeing, and maybe it was just all in my head. But yeah, I went in there and I thought,
was it?
Yeah, I don't know. And I was like, this is crazy. Let's see if I can fly. And yeah, I was like, come on, Bubba, come on up. Looking at me all crazy.
The fuck?
Yeah.
See, I think this speaks right back to the beginning of the show today, and the idea that just simply that what you just did, saying I'm going to go do it with not even a thought that it couldn't happen, wouldn't happen, that you couldn't do it, that he wouldn't allow that to happen, that the energy wouldn't work. You just said, I'm going to do it. You did it. He obviously was like, what the hell? So that's awesome. An example of what we were trying to discuss earlier happening in the world in front of us. Zach, that seems to be one of your wheelhouses, I suppose, is taking whatever it is we're talking about on the show and creating the perfect living example of it, Mr. Marshmallow Man.
Test it.
That's it.
Stay puffed.
Stay puffed himself. For sure, for sure. Yeah, Alan in chat saying in a lot of his dreams he flies. I think that's a go-to for a lot of us. In both real, real dreams, in both dreams in their culturally accepted way of meaning dreams, and also, in out of body and and all those different states. Goodness, excuse me, coffee suddenly got to me as I'm trying to talk to y'all. But definitely, that's awesome, dude. That's one of my favorite parts of being out in nature is that feeling of so connected to it that you're seeing things through it. That feeling of being so connected to the tree that when the wind blows through the leaves, you feel it in a inner part of you, not just on your skin. I don't know. It's hard to explain unless you're out there, which truly is something I have not been of late, and I need to get back out. Part of it's been just, the weather and funkiness here, wet, rainy, coldness for me. Sure, for you guys, it would be a balmy afternoon. I see people talking about snow in chat. So, but yeah, just definite connection. It brings to mind that scene in Highlander when he's teaching him about the quickening and how I think they're out on the beach maybe, and there's a deer, a stag, and he tells him to feel it, not to go into its head, not to clear your mind, not to use the force, but to feel it. I think that's a lot of it, is that we try to overanalyze sometimes and we forget to just let the heart do it, like Zach just did with Hank in that dream. So, all right, I'm rambling. I'll shut up. Yeah, that was awesome.
So our executive line producer, Alan Holman, posted in chat, says, it makes me wonder if humans once were able to fly, I thought, yeah, maybe that's kind of cool. That'd be really interesting. But what if we weren't corporeal? What if we just didn't have a body? What if human beings at their core are just spiritual beings, and that consciousness just isn't used to being tied down to a physical form? And every once in a while, when we dream, we hearken back to the time when we were free of physical form and that consciousness was free to roam.
Yeah, it's interesting. That idea, I've thought about it in this way instead of like the evolution that they give us, rather than sort of coming up from apes or whatever it is. Rather, it's more like you come from ethereal into physicality. So, if you're more etheric, obviously, like you're more like in a dream state. So the whole world, in a sense, evolves into more physicality and maybe goes through these processes of reverting back. I don't know. That's just a thought I've had a long time ago, actually. You brought it up. Yeah.
I like that. Not evolution, but coagulation. As we slowly coagulate into different forms, simple and more advanced forms. It's interesting.
Man, it seems like there's a Mudvayne song about alchemy, and it talks about coagulate. Let me go find it. Hold on. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Right. Let's see.
All right.
I wanted to play this just because.
Fire, fire, I dissolve and solidify, destroy to recreate, disassemble to assemble something pure. Our rubric, sol vet coagula, kill to be born again, cycled 1,000 times. Fire, planetary alchemy. Fire, the time is here now. Fire for corners to rise. Fire, there's always loss within. Fire, the cleansing, it's time. Fire, shooting arrows to the sky. Again, and it goes through the whole dissolve and solidify, coagula, solve et coagula. Yeah. That album by Mudvayne, if you've never heard The End of All Things to Come, quite a lot of alchemy-based lyrics, scrying, lots of next-level stuff. I'll share that with you guys.
What? Yeah, I used to listen to that one a bit. The number 5, I think, was the track number 5 was really interesting because it sort of explains this mother of destruction, and I sort of resonated with that idea of this. Brings the images of what in mythologies, basically the idea of the All Mother, which is potentiality, and in some ways it's chaos. Also, it's not really. It's the thing that sort of is behind reality, and so it's from whence reality comes from. So it's when I listened to that song, it was really relating to that idea, because you can't understand it in a sense as well. So it's for us, we can't understand it as such because it's so chaotic.
Sorry, we just had Allison on the phone on the call board. I was just getting ready to pick up as soon as you finished up, and she bounced out. So Allison, if you want to give us a call back, feel free. I saw your message there in chat, so I made sure I clicked over so that I could grab your call, and still couldn't grab it in time. Leave it to me.
Just to add another little copyright strike. Mother of creation, wait. Embrace the souls of a lost world. Carry them away. Darkness, negative, receptive. Pour firmament between the waters. Separate the space. Mother of destruction, wait with a belt of skulls. Strap me down and send the ship away. more from Mudvayne. Shout out to a great band that definitely could have done a lot more. Wish they had.
Yeah, so that's speaking of those waters, the waters, the mother. Yeah, and yeah, that's the associations in some of the older mythologies as well. This idea of creation coming from water, the All Mother, and from that All Mother, the Trinity emerges.
There we go. I think we have Allison back. Thanks, Allison, for calling. How are you doing this morning? Uh-oh. I don't hear her.
We're not hearing her. I was going to say, I don't know if you're hearing her, but we're not, sir. Sorry.
Nope, I do not hear.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'll just leave her unmuted, and if she gets it worked out, she'll get it worked out.
I see in chat she's saying she actually can't hear us while she waits, so that's interesting. There may be some internal issues with the call-in line. I'm not sure which number she called in on.
You know what? I don't think we have the call board in the call.
That would probably explain a couple things. Just a couple. Anyway, yeah, I was trying to find the other line to call, but it doesn't. We don't need that now, and that's the listen line only. Never mind. I knew I had another one scratched down here somewhere. Well, definitely. Can we pop her in the call? Is that a thing we can do in these last few minutes?
Let's try this again. Allison, can you hear us now?
Okay, give us 3 beeps if you can hear us. I'm just kidding.
Beep, beep, beep.
Beep, beep, beep.
There she
check
is.
my check.
I got
What's
it. That
up,
was all
baby?
my fault. I forgot we had other steps needed to be taken. We got about 15 minutes, 13 minutes or so, something like that. But I guess the big question is,
I could talk the whole time, but I could not too. I can wait.
No, please do. We've been talking
Okay.
about you since
So I
earlier
got this
on. How you
camera
doing?
Josh Corey of the Iron Realm. Have you heard of him?
I know
who
that
is?
dude. He rocks pretty hard.
Okay, well, man, yeah, I got a camera sent from him. Well, through he
through
facilitated
him.
the
It was
sending of
from
camera.
all of us. It was an
And,
Iron Realm gift from.
And the card, do what?
Said it was from all of us. I just happened to be the one to facilitate it.
Josh made it
Oh, okay,
happen.
well,
He
cool.
brought it to
Well-
fruition, but it definitely comes from all of our hearts, babe.
Well, that means there's more love in it. Excellent. Cool. I like love. Lots of love. We're pulling out. So the kit comes tomorrow. The SD cards came today. And here I was plugged it in and I was like, why is it not charging? Why is it not charging? Why is it not charging? Look in the battery compartment. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll put a battery in. So now it's all charged up. And it has a spare battery. So that's charged up too. And I have the cards came and I'll start playing around with it tomorrow. It's got a lot of buttons and stuff, and I like the waterproof section part. I mean the case for it because it's misty here and all. And do they make them like bounce proof? I'm afraid I might
As far as stability, not so
It's got a
much, but you can fix that later in editing.
It
I will tell
it
you
comes
this, one
with
thing I've
some
learned is when you
awesome
throw
internal
that,
software for the stabilization. It's
Right.
got some pretty cool stuff built on.
and a real quick caveat, when you throw that waterproof case on it, it does seriously dampen the sound picking up option there with
Well,
the
I figured that.
mic.
Yeah,
Because I was trying to do it just to
Yeah.
mess with it too, and it Jeff is you
Well,
can hardly hear it.
If you're interested, we could look into getting
Well,
you a
makes
little
sense.
lavalier mic, one of those little clip mics you can put on your shirt or on a necklace or something. That way, if you have your waterproof case on, you can still run that external mic through it.
But how could it go through it if you can't get it through the case? 'Cause it's
Right, I was just about to unmute for that
There's
reason.
a
Like
way
we'll
to-
work it out.
I
We'll
think
do a
there's a
lot of
way to
that
do
off
it.
the air, maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, or I like seeing
Allison,
faces
I'm being so
too,
silly. If there's
like
one
what?
thing we do is on air production.
Well, you sound really excited.
Oh, well, I figured that. I mean, come on.
I'm
Today was
excited
great.
for
3
you,
more
man.
takes.
Right, I'm so excited.
So am I. So am I. And okay, now I'm planning to go to South Carolina right here at next month, and I've decided that I'm just going to take everything with me that I don't want to come, that I wouldn't want to come back here for, just in case you never can't tell.
Never can tell.
So I want to, but we could like have some kind of. I was going to call today or check into permits today in Greenville to go ahead. We could like blend our stuff. Like if a lot of people are doing this, just coming to this thing, we could have a big flea market swap fest. Because of course we all have the stuff that we have the hardest time letting go of, and if our friends, if our family ends up with it, that would be so much easier to let that shit go. I just thought, you know, like a let's bring our baggage to this so that we can unload our baggage, unload our pain, unload our crap, and free ourselves to be free. Is that cool? That makes sense?
Absolutely, it does.
Kind of out there, woo woo.
Well, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of
figured it
people
would.
out there with cameras that they've done their test. They don't use them anymore. They didn't buy the camera to go out and take pictures of nature or, you know, be a photographer in any way. They bought the camera to go out and see too far. And they've done it. And now the camera's just sitting there.
Things man.
Like that.
Here, hello.
Here. Share with people who can't afford to go buy a new one, but really want to do the test themselves. And hey, this is a great way to do stuff like that.
And so depth of field. Ooh, I love depth of field. I have my Pentax K1000 from a while back. It's probably not going to work anymore because it's been in moisture a lot. But you know, yeah, that was one thing I was going to do when I got the lump sum from disability benefits. After you go all that, they usually give you a big lump sum if you end up getting it after you go to court. And that was one of the things on my list was to get a digital camera. And of course I didn't because I forgot and went crazy. But it would have been obsolete, in 5 years anyway. So looking back, yeah, I'm so excited. So and y'all are great. Everybody, y'all are great.
Well,
I have more rocks too. See, that way all my rocks could be there in one place. I would have them all in one place. My books that I would want to see, because I had so many rocks to show you guys the other day, and and books, and I like to read stuff. And so, anyway, what are we doing on time?
Awesome.
Here?
That's awesome. No, you're doing great. I'm glad to hear you're so excited,
and
man.
I was already I'm already buying books. I went and to the website that you put up, Walt, and checked that book out. And then there's a couple more that I'm looking at, and getting the Manly P. Hall one. And was it the history of the world and how to get out of it alive? How to get out alive? Something.
I like that idea.
Yeah. And how to get out alive? It's $57 for a paperback on that site, but then Amazon, of course, has it for $31. And I don't want to. Man, I like a real paper. I like real books, a real bookstore, like because the way it smells and you can feel pages and be around books. Rick and Morty.
There's nothing like the smell of books.
Oh, well, I have a bunch too that will be in the whatever truck I'm having to bring. I want to trade my Astrovan in, figure out and find a box truck. That way I can bring all my stuff. Free it all. I have so many art supplies, so just make signs and stuff with, and let stuff go, and then throw my hammock in the back, and figure out a way to make a shower outside, and I'm good. Or even not even that. Pretty good without it, but yeah, I don't want to have to come back here. And it's been a long time that I've been wanting to, the next road trip I go on, I'm going to be done. I don't want to blah 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 blah. But I'm thinking that this would be a good time because because it is. Because all y'all and everybody else and all of us and Dr. Seuss or whatever, Space Theodore or whatever, the say what you mean and mean what you say.
But don't say it mean.
Don't say it. No,
don't say it mean. I always add that third little caveat on there. Say what you mean and mean what you say, but don't say it mean. Just a
there you go.
Reminder to be nice.
One of those, the ones that matter don't mind, and the ones that mind don't matter. That's the end of it. There's the beginning of it, though. It must have been really important, as I could not say it now. I'm and yeah. And yeah. And anyway, there. So thank you again so much. And I will say good morning on Friday. Good morning. I've been waking up before an alarm comes off at like 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before. Y'all, and even the Podcast Report, and also Unintended Consequences. Anyone that I want to be there for, I have to set the reminder or anything. So that's how it rolls for me and you. Yeah. There's a compressor going off. 10 feet away from me. Air compressor. Compress the air.
Right, you need to make some industrial music in there.
Huh?
I said, right, every time you're on the air with us, something goes on. You need to start making industrial music over there.
Oh, I could. Well, hey, with the trains and the grinders and whatever else, the compressor. Oh.
Well, Allison, thank you so much for calling. I just realized we're about a minute away from getting out of here. So,
okay. Well, then, see y'all later.
Love you so much,
Allison.
Allison.
Have a good time. I love y'all.
Thanks.
Thank you,
yeah.
I love you. Thank you so much. Everybody, go.
Yeah. Nice.
We'll talk to you soon.
We'll talk to you as soon as we possibly can. Absolutely. I was about to go tell them to go to your channel, but I don't know which one to tell them, so we'll figure it out.
It's ABCs, but it's hard to find, and there's no
hard
content
to find,
on there.
But when it starts putting the content up on there, hopefully that'll help grow it out. So,
Thank
you, Jonathan from Jersey. Truly a great conversation, friend. You guys reach out here on the panel. Definitely, Jonathan is an interesting discussion to have, conversation to have off the air as well. So, love you all. Thank you all.
Love you guys so much. A pleasure as always. We really do enjoy hanging out with you guys. Sorry for the hoops you had to jump through to find us. Thank you for jumping, though. We do appreciate it. We'll be here for at least a week. Love you guys. Be good. Be well. Bye-bye.